Hello, everyone. We made it live on Leadership from the Heart. I'm so excited today. This is going to be a fun show, Elizabeth.
The energy level will definitely be up. I'm already smiling ear to ear. We are so excited to have Debbie Biery here with us today. Thank you for joining us all the way from Washington.
Oh my gosh, my pleasure. I'm in Blaine, Washington, and it's actually not raining today, so that really helps. And super excited to be here with you guys.
Debbie, okay, so Elizabeth and I are so grateful that we've had the opportunity to get to know you over the years. And I have to say, in addition to being a certified life coach and being an eXpansion ambassador and all the amazing roles that you shine in the way you lead, what I think some may not know about you is in our world, you are literally the definition of leading from the heart. And so when Elizabeth and I spoke about having you come on, one of the things we've been giddy about is like you're synonymous with that. You lead from the heart. We know that, but I can't wait for you to dig in and share a conversation because everyone who may not know will get to see that.
Wow, thank you. Thank you for the kind words. I feel very honored and grateful to have this opportunity to be a part of this with you. And I love the messaging and the mission that you guys created with Leadership from the Heart series. And I think it's really powerful, and you never know the ripple effect that you're creating. And I'm just inspired by you guys.
Well, it's fun because the people we're surrounded by, as you know, I mean, we've got this, the power girls. We talk about the power girls internally, but it's truly that, and we all build each other up. You know, I was thinking about this, Debbie. Do you realize in October 2014, you were the one other person I met alongside Glenn Sanford? You were the two people I met way back when about this little bitty company. Isn't that crazy how long ago that seemed, but yet it doesn't seem like it was that long ago?
Yeah, I was thinking about that too this morning. I remember that moment. We went to that building. I think there was a co-working space, and I remember just being so impressed by how like direct and professional. And then you were talking about building a house, and you have 4 children, and I'm like, this is a Wonder Woman. How does she do all of this?
She's a tired woman is what she is. She's a tired woman.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, I remember that. I remember just thinking like, wow, what an amazing person, and how fun it was to get to visit with you and have that time with you, so many years ago and so many agents ago. And you were definitely like a trailblazer right at the beginning and jumped on and went like, yeah, this makes a lot of sense.
Well, thank you. It's easy when you believe in the mission and you believe in the people and you want to be a part of something great. And I knew that the people I was encountering, it was something great. I had no idea where we'd be now, but it's been so fun. So we're just excited to have you here.
Thank you.
Debbie, will you share a few of the things that you've been working on? Because I know, again, I feel like Elizabeth and I see some of that internal, that cascading effect that you've been working on with so many great things coming in interviews and content you're providing. But can you dig in a little bit and share with us?
Sure. Yeah. I've been really charged up by everything that's been going on with COVID and just different conversations that I'm having with people. And have really been diving into my coaching side of my business and just really wanting everyone to feel empowered and, really navigate through these times. And, whatever that means, like maybe it's a pivot in the business or how can I implement something positive, but I'm really, really big on mindset and really like self-care and taking care of ourselves. And one of the first things that I did when we got home from a big trip is, I was thinking about how the world has changed. Things are different. And I went right to my office and I thought, I am going to rewrite my mission statement, my vision statement, and I'm going to redo my values for this season that I'm in right now. And I'll tell you what, once I did that, I felt so empowered because it's something that I can control. I can't control COVID, and I can't control politics, and I can't control all of that, but I can control my actions and my mindset and my goals and how I'm going to get there. So if anyone hasn't done their mission or vision statements for a while, or readdress their values, do that as step number one, and it will make you feel so much better. So that's something I really dove into.
That's really important insight that you're sharing, because, you know, when people think of a mission statement or values, oftentimes they're thinking it from an organizational standpoint. And so I find will you share a little bit more of what that looks like as an individual, the way that you craft that? And then if you want to share some insight as far as what is your mission statement, I would love to hear it.
Oh, sure. Okay, fun. So it's, you know, I think of it sometimes like we are all the CEO of our lives. We are the CEO of ourselves. And whether you're the CEO of the household and taking care of the family, or, you know, have 500 employees or a huge organization, it all comes down to our individual actions and how we manage ourselves. And when you can get really clear on what your priorities are, and it does take a lot of self-reflection, like taking time to really think about what's working in your life and what's not working in your life, and then coming up with a strategy. And like if you have all these goals over here, but you're so busy doing all this busy work because you're not clear on your focus and your priorities, then at the end of the day, you were busy all day. And at the end of the day, you're like, what did I get done? Or you're frustrated or irritated because you didn't focus on the priorities. And we all do that. It's so normal. It's such a normal part of being human. So that's why I love vision and mission. And those can be, you know, moving documents. They don't have to be set in stone. You just change them for the season. Like that's what I did. I was like, okay, my whole world has totally changed with COVID. So my statements have changed. And what am I really feeling passionate about? So once I defined those, and I'll pull it up here on my phone, but once I define those, then I know exactly where I'm going to spend my time during the day and focus on priorities. I'm really clear on what my priorities are. So I have a picture. I actually have one of those big, you know, the easel where you can write stuff with markers. So I created my mission, vision, and my core values. I call it my North Star. And I actually have it on my wall in my office. And it's so great. So here's my project. Okay, so my mission is I empower women to embrace their imperfections. Embrace their imperfections. We're not perfect. We're not meant to be perfect. We're never going to be perfect. Let's embrace our imperfectness. So anyway, I digress. But
no, I just got goosebumps. So
that.
like, yeah, you can pause there. That's a goosebump moment.
Oh, cool. Oh,
and
cool.
I love how excited you are about that, because I mean, that's a powerful statement that you just put out there. It's like, oh, right. Because everybody wants to sweep that under the rug or not talk about it or hide it. Right?
Yes. And what happens is when we, because I've done this, and we do that, we have this preconceived notion of what perfect is, or we have to do all these things. And then when it doesn't happen and we have unrealistic expectations, then we fall into this spiral downward, and then we judge ourselves and we feel bad. And then we're like, what's wrong with me? And then we attach stories when really nothing's wrong with you. You know, you don't have to go down that spiral. You can let go of being perfect and things being perfect and just embrace the fact that, I mean, when I really let that sink in, and I've been like working on this for like a couple of years, like all kinds of different things. But I was like, wow, this is so great. I'm not perfect. Woohoo! I mean, it's liberating. It feels good, right? Like nothing has to be yeah.
And I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted you to know that what you said, and this is what, gosh, there's so much we love about you, but when you speak, you have a way of really delivering. And I wonder if you know how powerful it is of what you just shared. And that's why I just wanted to pause and acknowledge that, because I think women, it's our number one fault.
Yeah.
Is when someone gives you a compliment as a woman, and it doesn't matter who the person is that's giving it to you, male, female, whoever they are, women automatically go into, oh, I can't stand that. Oh, this is bad. Oh, my hair looks awful. They go into a negative mindset. It is a discipline and something we need to do to say 2 words. Thank you.
Yes.
So funny because when you said earlier, you said, oh, you're a Wonder Woman. I was like, immediately, you know where my mind went? To all the places and things and everything I failed. I mean, immediately my mind goes to all the failures. Like, oh no, I was a horrible mom today because of this and I didn't do this. That's where my mind went, right?
Why do we do that?
Why do we do that? I think as women that's a really bad habit we're in.
There's a reason we do that. Our brains, Dr. Hansen, I can't think of his first name, but I've been doing a lot of positives. I'm in a positive psychology course too. So,
oh, cool.
Yeah. So Dr. Hansen did all this research and our brains are wired to default to the negative, to default to feeling guilty, to default to not saying thank you. So it's totally normal. And what you were saying too, Renee, we have to practice that. We have to practice that thank you for that beautiful compliment, and thank you for feeling, or just even thank you. But allowing women to support each other and say, hey, Elizabeth, you are a rock star and you do so much, and you're amazing to watch in action, and you're inspiring.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And Renee, you are a dynamic woman out there spreading positivity and boosting people up and doing amazing things too.
Thank you.
So what you were saying,
that's hard.
It is hard. Like, it's uncomfortable, isn't it? But it's like, okay, thank you. But these are the things we teach our children. So why aren't we teaching ourselves?
It's so beautiful. This is so cool because this is so real, and it is something we can, instill in our children and then practice ourselves. And it does take practice. That's where like neuroplasticity comes in, and what we believe comes true, because you're actually, making those nerve endings attach in a certain way. So if you have a certain habit that you want to break, like say, I think to myself, maybe an ongoing story is, I'm not worthy. And I think that to myself. Well, the groove in my brain is really deep. But the beauty of it is, if you practice daily thinking, flip that around, I am worthy. And then something happens and you're triggered, or someone irritates you and you start to go, I'm not worthy. And then you catch it and you're like, I am worthy. You actually build new connections in your brain, but it's an ongoing daily practice.
Wow.
So,
I love this. And so it puts me in mind of, on the sales side, or even in relationship building side, one of the things that we're taught is to ask people, tell me about yourself, and then to pause. And it's a conscious effort to pause and not speak until they're done, right? So I feel like this is a lesson we need to work on collectively as women, to say, thank you. That's so hard.
And not
right?
You don't have to fill in the silence or fill in the gap, right? That's the hard part. Mm-hmm.
That's so hard. That's really hard for me. I know. I'm like, oh no gaps. But it's a beautiful place to honor that space. Yeah.
It is. Well, I didn't mean to steer the bus. I would love to hear more if you want to share about.
Renee, this might be the longest interview we've had because we only got through one sentence of her mission.
I know. But this has got to be its own series. That's what I mean. Debbie is amazing.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Thank you.
We're adoring you. You're awesome. Okay. What's your second sentence?
Okay. It actually, my mission statement is only one sentence.
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay.
I empower women to embrace their imperfections, give a voice to their authentic selves, and live life with newfound purpose. So that's my mission. So that's what I'm doing. It feels really good.
That's a lot, Debbie, and that's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. And I really feel like if I just help one person,
Yeah.
I consider it a success. And, I've held myself back a lot throughout life, and I'll like do that, and then I'll pull back, and then I'll do that, and I'll pull back. And I'm just really feeling like now more than ever, like I need to be out here helping people and leading with my heart. Like, who can I help? And if it's just one person, and what can I do? And I'm talking to different people, and just having amazing conversations, and it, everyone has a gift to give, and if we can just break free from the judgment and our self-judgment, and just share our gifts, then the world would be a better place.
You are spot on.
Thank you. I'm having a great time. And it just feels good to like just allow myself to be myself and not judge myself and hide. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, okay, I want to be me. Enjoy being me. Okay, my vision is to create a community and culture of authenticity, sharing, and living life on purpose. So really simple statements. And then my core values, you'll love this. So my core values right now, core values can be anything, right? Yeah. Integrity, honestly. I mean, so in my very first word is transformation. So I'm in a transformation zone. And what that means is I just really want to get in shape. I want to get like physically, right? Like just, I want to wear a tank top and have like my arms have like the little definition, have someone go, wow, she must be able to do 100 push-ups. Like
that. No, this is all natural, just easy.
Thank you.
So core values: transformation, inspiration, positivity, empowered, enthusiastic. And then I put action, because I got to take action. I can plan all day long, but man, without action, like, where are you going to go?
Positivity is one thing that I absolutely would say defined you. I don't know that I've ever seen you. I mean, and we've been in a lot of situations, and we see you all the time, whether it's in the world or whether it's at a conference or whether it's, in our lives. But I've never not seen you smile. Like, I feel like you're always very positive. And being around you, I feel like it lifts other people's spirits as well. Right. So even if you do a very good job masking it if you're not, right? If you're having a down day, you're very talented at masking that, because you have this gift. You bring people up around you. Renee and I were super excited to be on here anyway, just because we love seeing you, but we knew that it would really bring up the energy and the excitement with what we were talking about.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that so much. Having a positive mindset and being positive doesn't mean that we don't deal with horrible situations and sadness. It's just figuring out a way to navigate through the storm. And I feel like I've been able to do that really well throughout my life. I think about this a lot, especially with this positive psychology course that I'm in. I'm like, I do tend to have an optimistic disposition. Now, I do have bad days where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just going to cry all day, and I'm going to stay in bed, and I'm going to watch movies all day. And, so I've been there. I know what that side is like, but I feel so much better just being myself, which is, I love being around people. I love like our events and anything that I can do. Like, I do get energized being around people and communicating. And so what you see is always real.
Right.
But I've never been good at like saying, oh my gosh, I'm having the worst day ever, and I'm crying, and what do I do? Like, I I mean, to other people, to like reach out to other people. So that's something that, you know, I sort of work on. Like if I'm having a really hard time, I just try to figure it out myself a lot. And I think, you know, my life would have been easier along the way if I had reached out and maybe had a little more help. But
Yeah.
Elizabeth, that's what you and I have shared a lot of conversations around, especially the last 2 months, about checking on your strong friends, right? Is I think as women, again, we have a tendency of being in the fix it mode, being in the nurturing mode for those around us, which is wonderful. And then there's those times when there's not that self-reflection to find out if we're okay. And then who do we have as safe spaces that we can actually vent and be cognizant of our output? Because I think we intake a lot and we should always focus on making sure that can go somewhere sometimes. So check on your strong friends.
Yeah, Deborah, like you, I don't reach out. I just kind of withdraw. And so that's where the conversations were coming in. We were checking on everybody, especially with everything going on. And I want to hear your take on that as well. But we were checking on everybody. We were checking on our friends, on our clients, on our family, and we're calling and you're being upbeat and you're being positive. But it was draining and we were dealing with our own unknowns and concerns as well. But that's not something I would have done. But Renee and I had a really good outlet. So I could say, I'm having a really rough day. And, you know, and it was kind of nice to be able to speak up. But what was really nice is when unexpectedly people would reach out and be like, hey, I was just thinking about you. And wow, I mean, it feels good, even though, you know, it lifts your spirits and people didn't know anything was going on. I didn't say, oh, well, I'm having a horrible day. But it's almost like somebody was watching out and knew that I just needed that call. You know what I mean? So that unexpected call to our clients or our neighbor or our friend could be what they need that day. So I'm trying to keep that in mind. And I'm trying to teach the kids that as well. You never know whose day you'll make just by saying hello.
Absolutely. That is so amazing and so powerful. And yeah, I mean, the conversations, especially right now, like reaching out to people and our neighbors and our clients. And it's interesting too, like when we allow someone to check in on us, it helps them, right? Mm-hmm. Like, even though it's like, I'm reaching out to you and you're going to benefit, actually, I'm benefiting too, right? Like the feel-good chemicals are released in our systems and it's, you know, I think it's the right thing to do anyway, but it's interesting how the person that is receiving the service is also allowing that person giving the service to experience what that is like. And that's super important too.
Can we talk a little bit about what you've been experiencing over the last couple of months? What maybe lessons you've learned? We've talked a lot on the show about listening to the lessons that are the universe is providing to us during this time. So would be curious to hear what you've experienced.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Great question. I feel for me, I have been feeling like, okay, what can I do? All of this is so out of my control. And I mean, for example, my son and his wife just had a baby a couple days ago.
Yay.
Oh, so cute. Yes, thank you. I was going to be in the birthing room. I was going to be in the birthing room and get to be part of that. And they live in Arizona. I'm in Washington State. And that's how COVID has impacted my life. And so I think, okay, I mean, that's just one way. And I think, okay, so what can I control? How do I want these next months to play out? And so I've been very proactive. And I think a big part of it is too, because I've had a lot of conversations with friends and family members and just my extended reach with people who are really struggling, you know, like losing their jobs, you know, struggling to feed their children, just all kinds of conversations. And then conversations with people who are like reinventing their business and really going for it. So I'm like taking in all this information and I just feel like I want to take as great care of myself so that I can help other people. And you know, I have had a few days where, like, one day I sat in front of my computer all day because I couldn't believe what was going on. I was like, is this really happening? Because it's just so bizarre sometimes when you think about it. And I've had my days where I've been like, oh my gosh, this really sucks. But
Yeah.
for the most part, I'm like, you know, somebody said it. I don't know who said it, but I heard somebody. Oh, it was in that panel that we were on. Elizabeth, you may have said it, or maybe it was Renee, but that panel in the Power Girls, somebody mentioned that we're grieving, this idea of
Oh,
It was
grieving.
Jill
was
Liebernight
Jill.
said that. It was
Yeah.
very,
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I love that so much because it hadn't popped into my head until she said that. And I was like, wow, we are grieving. Like, if your children, you know, you grieve for your children that they're not going to get to go to the 8th grade dance or to prom or to Disneyland, right? Like, there's all these things that our world is so different. So realizing that there's like a layer of grief and it's okay, it's part of this experience. That just really impacted me and actually helped me like navigate with my feelings and emotions. But overall, you know, with the growth of Verbella and the coaching, I've been really busy and I've really just tried to be strong for, you know, people, my family, my clients. And that's, I mean, that's
Well,
what I can do.
again, you're pointing out what is so important is to allow, it's a roller coaster we've all experienced globally, right? And that's been an interesting thing. You know, we obviously have a crisis going on, and I understand that, but there's also in many areas, real estate has been deemed essential. In Orlando, we've been essential, so we've still been operating. And we've been talking to our team about understanding this. Every human being, for maybe the first time, at least in 100 years or so, or maybe ever, it's a global relate. Every human, you know, if you can pick up your phone and go in your contacts A to Z, you can go through every Facebook friend, every LinkedIn connection, they all are experiencing this same environment, the same situation, right? And so we finally have this, not finally, but we have a relate that you can call and you can make that heart to heart connection,
Right.
just to say, truly, how are you? Because Debbie, what you mentioned earlier, the person making the call and the person receiving the call, it's a benefit for both people. I believe what you said so much, because there's that relationship connection that I believe what we've experienced lowers everyone's anxiety.
It does. It does. There's something like comforting about knowing that we're all in this together. And
Yeah.
there has been a lot of positivity that's come out of this. You know, the companies, the big corporations that are donating to, you know, help the nurses and the doctors, and then people that are like stepping up to the table. And it's just interesting how the slowdown has really, there has been a lot of positive things that have come out of it, but you're right, like being able to feel connected and that we're all experiencing this together, even though we process it differently and it's different in that way, but we are all in it together. Like, for the first time for a long time, like you said, 100 years, like we are all experiencing something together like this. And the more we do connect with each other and the more we reach out, I definitely feel like that makes such a positive difference in everyone's life. So
It sure does. And speaking of positive difference in our life, as we mentioned when we opened up, is you've made such a positive difference in so many of our lives with all of your leadership that you bring to the table every single day. I mean, we see you in eXp world, we see you at the events. I'd love to dig into the coaching side of where you're going and how that's evolving, because you as a coach, wow. I mean, leading from the heart, that it just makes me feel warm and fuzzy, because I know that you are delivering amazing coaching.
thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm having a really great time with it. You know, it's a variety. All my all my clients are actually women, and they're in all ages, and they're experiencing all different kinds of things. Like one of my clients, she's 25 and she's going to start a new business. And so we're walking through business steps. And then another client of mine is like, I didn't get the job. I'm freaking out. I have 2 children. What am I going to do? So it's just, I've always loved like talking through things and, coming up with ideas and options and solutions, because there's always a solution. But sometimes it's just helpful to have a sounding board. I feel like everyone knows what they should do and they feel it, but sometimes just walking through the steps and like talking about it out loud can be so helpful. And I feel like a lot of my coaching is just that, like, listening, just offering listening, listening to someone and just being neutral and letting them sort of like work everything out as they go. So
that helps with seeing the forest through the trees. That's one of my favorite sayings, is when you're in it, whatever it is, we can't see the forest through the trees. So you need the exterior, the external view to say, had you thought of,
right?
What are your thoughts on? And then that kind of opens up the person on the inside.
Yes, that is so huge. I find that happens like 99% of the time. It's like, oh, well, have you thought about this? Or what do you think about that? And then they're able to like connect the dots and go, oh yeah, I guess I could do that. And I could do that. So you're right. And say that saying again. I love that.
You can't see the forest through the trees.
Yes, it's true. It's true. Yeah.
You're
I love
too
that.
close to it when you're dealing with something.
Sometimes you're so focused on this one thing.
Yeah.
And obsessed, sometimes you obsess over it and you're just banging your head and you can't get around it. I mean, we were collaborating with a couple of people this morning where they had a situation that they were dealing with, and 2 of us came at it at a very different angle. And she's like, wow, okay, I didn't understand it that way because I was just so focused on this one little thing, just like Renee's saying. It just makes, and they're like, oh, wow. And then we all learned something too. We're like, oh, well, we weren't looking at it quite like that. So now whenever an obstacle comes our way, we're offering guidance, but we also gain something from that experience as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. Yeah, there's more than one way to solve the problem, right? Yeah. It's just like which one fits for this circumstance. Yeah, I love that.
So you're coaching all across all industries, I guess. I didn't realize it doesn't matter. You just have a number of clients it's more life coaching.
Yeah, it's more life coaching. It's been interesting, like figuring at the beginning, it was a lot of business coaching and real estate, real estate coaching. And then it like kind of took on a life of its own. And then it's, been more like life coaching and figuring out next steps or, reinvention. And it's been great. I love it. It takes a lot of energy. Yeah. Definitely, I have to like time block and do all that. But I'm working on creating like some branding and a new website so that I can have a place, I'm redoing all of that. And that feels really good because I just want like all, fresh new messaging and branding, and then really develop my website so I can have a place where my clients or anyone can like go and just get information, and resources and anything that may help. So I'm really, really looking forward to that, but it takes a long time to do all that. Like,
well, and it's kind of funny, this little thing called passion, right? It's kind of funny what passion can do, because your background, your real estate background is quite impressive, right? I mean, you have so much experience and so much just accolades, and that's where I thought you were taking your business, right? But then it's opened up all these areas where what you're passionate about, and then it's not a job, and then it just is something you want to do, and people around you just grow because of it. I mean, Renee and I talk about that all the time. This isn't a job what we do. I love getting up every day with my clients. It's not a job. I'm passionate about what I'm doing. And when you have passion in whatever you're doing, whatever industry, you just grow exponentially. And so it's awesome to see what you're doing because you have such a gift and you're always so passionate about it. So for you to be able to take what your experience and your background was and kind of build it into something so much bigger is encouraging and pretty exciting to watch.
Thank you. Thank you. And I love that you talked about passion because it's true. It's like if you're passionate about something, it just feels good. You don't
Right.
have to think twice about it. You just go for it. And you know, I was thinking about when you were mentioning that too, it's like I would not have known if I wouldn't have taken a step and started the journey, I would never have, you know, ended up here figuring out what I'm really, really passionate about. So
Yeah.
Taking the step in the journey, that puts me in mind of another conversation that Elizabeth and I have shared. We've talked a lot about it on Leadership for the Heart series, and that is, how do people navigate themselves and get the fear out of the driver's seat, which we've seen a lot of, understandably. The last 2 months have been scary. So how do we get the fear out of the driver's seat to take that first step? Because the first step is what will open the door to the next step, right? So what tips do you have for that?
oh, that's so good. It's so good. I was actually talking with someone this morning that was, you know, saying something along the same lines. She's like, she has this really great job and she's like, I have this business idea and I really want to do it, but I'm holding myself back. And so we're talking, why are you holding yourself back? Well, I thought maybe I would do it in 10 years. In 10 years, I'll be ready. In 10 years, I'll be smart enough. In 10 years, I'll be good enough. Oh, no, 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 no. You have got to start today. And I think something that can really help with that is to really have some time for reflection and sit down and think about what is it in your life that you want to change, and really become aware of how you're holding yourself back and why are you holding yourself back, and asking yourself those questions like, why am I not taking the step? Why am I not getting in the driver's seat? Is it something that I really want to do, or do I just think I want to do it because so and so said I would be good at it? You know, like really getting clear, and also embracing the fact that, you know, time is going by really fast. We only have so many Fridays in our lives. We only have, you know, so many weeks in our lives. And if we don't take control to get where we want to be, then we're not going to be happy. And so anyway, trying to circle back to like, how does someone really get motivated and inspired and move through the fear? I think one thing that does really help is actually just taking action in that direction, because a lot of times you won't be motivated. And if it's something you really want to do and you take the action, then you'll get motivated and you'll be like, okay, I did it. And then you can take another action and get more motivated. And then if you fail, bravo, yay for failure. We have to fail. Failing is the most important thing ever. And so usually that's what people are afraid of. Oh my gosh, if I do it, I'm going to fail, or I'm not going to know how to do it, or someone's going to hang up on me, or they're going to reject me, or I'm not going to get the sale. So what? That's where a positive mindset comes in, and that mental resiliency. There's a process, you know, working through fear, putting yourself out there, know you're going to fail, and it's okay to fail. Embrace failure, because that's where we learn, that's where we pick ourselves up, and that's where we get to move into a different direction or keep going. But we really...
I was just going to say, I'm in my mid 40s now, and I can clearly see it was in my 40s that I have gotten into the mentality to understand we're supposed to make mistakes. You've shared so many amazing things here, and just that you shared that, if we only have one takeaway today, which we have 1,000, but you're supposed to make mistakes.
Yeah.
And so if
Yeah.
you know that, and out of the mistakes should come the beauty on the other side, then that would eliminate the fear, perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, and it's normal to feel fear, but it's that whole thing about failure and judgment and how they're like tied into each other. And if there was a way that we could just, get through that and get by that. And obviously, like, we see people that are navigating through fear all the time. They still feel fear.
Yeah.
It's not that the fear goes away. I mean, for this conversation, it's not that the fear goes away, but they just move through it. They know that they're afraid. They know that anything could happen, but they also understand that if they don't take the step, then nothing will happen.
My 8-year-old came into the kitchen the other day, and he was working on a project and it failed miserably. And I was like, oh, and he goes, Mom, that's okay. When it fails or I make mistakes, that's how I learn things. And he just bounded off out of the kitchen. I was like,
Levi is so sweet.
yeah, I mean,
wow.
but you can learn a lot from your kids too, right? And it's like, Mom, I'm just going to figure it a better way to do it. He goes, that didn't work. So I'm going to figure out a better way to do it. And he was not down. He was not upset. He was not disappointed. He's like, that's how I learn, and I'm going to do it better next time. I'm like, okay, I could learn a lot from you.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And it's not always easy. I mean, for Levi, wow, bravo. But we have to remember that, like, okay, it's okay that it failed miserably. Go, keep going.
Yeah.
Do it again. That's awesome.
What did you learn, right? I can't remember who said it, but I've read somewhere that there was advice given as parents that to ask your kids, what did you fail at today? And what did you learn? And I don't do that. But Elizabeth, you sharing Levi's moment, that's huge, right? And so then we can say, well, okay, great. What did we learn from it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Learning from others. Debbie, you were talking earlier about people waiting or wanting to just get ready, right? And we can get so caught up in getting ready to get ready that we never get anywhere.
Yes.
And that's been something I've had to really be mindful of, because I've got all these big plans, and then I get all frustrated because I don't get to them, and because my plate is so full as it is. And so this unexpected time has been a way to reevaluate all those things. But one of the things I'm eliminating from my daily activities or my to-do list or whatever is the getting ready to get ready. Just get into action. Just do it. And I think what you're talking about is that fear of failure really clouds all of our judgment, clouds our decision making. But if you just are like, take the mentality, I'm going to learn something from this either way. Stop getting ready to get ready and just do it. I think we're all going to be coming out a lot better and a lot more productive and stronger just by those lessons we're learning along the way.
I agree. I love that so much. It's really interesting because having this time, like this slowdown time, there's so much self-reflection happening.
Yeah.
And people are like figuring things out. Like, I'm not going to wait to be ready anymore. I'm not going to wait to be perfect. I'm just going to do it. So that's definitely a part of the good that's coming out of this.
Right.
Listen for the lessons. They're there for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Debbie, so we have a question that we've been asking our guests, and I'm putting you on the hot seat now. I can't wait to hear what you say. What does leading from the heart mean to you?
I love that question. Leading from the heart means that we take care of ourselves the best that we can so that we can turn around and help somebody else be the best that they can. It's all about lifting each other up.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
That's awesome.
That's a great. Well, it's a very fitting response too, because we know how you live your life, and we know that you actually do what you just said right there. So we're so blessed to have you in our world. I'm so sad we're not going to see you in person at Shareholders next week. I mean, that's, Renee and I were talking about that. That's one of the things that I'm really disappointed. All of our events are what I really look forward to, but it'll make the next one where we get to see each other so much more special.
Yeah, we'll definitely be having a party next time. I can't believe it. We're not going to see each other, but thank goodness we have this kind of technology, and obviously
we'll be in eXp world. We'll be good. The only thing that we'll miss is the actual hugs. So it'll be okay. We'll get to actually hang out for many, many hours at shareholders in eXp world next week.
Next week is going to be epic. So we're excited.
Well, you know what? I want to say something. The three of us know we experience what I'm feeling. I have the feels this hour, right? I get the feels, and I knew we would have that. We experience this all the time. Can I just say how darn lucky we are? And I know each of the three of us, at least Debbie, I hope you know, our professional and personal lives have changed in a way that I never knew would happen. And it's because of the people.
Mm-hmm.
It's because of the people. So to have Elizabeth in my life, to have you, Debbie, to have so many of the others that we call our eXp family, everyone has literally changed my family's life. And I know, Elizabeth, you feel the same way. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
I feel the same way. It is crazy. It is so impactful and life-changing and just comforting. And sometimes it just feels like the feels, you know, like it feels like a big hug. Like I just feel so grateful for you guys and this experience. And yeah, we are very, very blessed.
Where can everybody learn more about you and your coaching services? Where can they find you, Debbie?
Yeah, well, my website is still being built, but definitely LinkedIn's a great place. Debbie Biery on LinkedIn is awesome for professional, and I'll have a website posted there soon. So that's probably the best place.
I
Once
love
you
it.
have all that, you have to let us know so we can share the good news with everybody. We would love to do that.
I will for sure.
Come back on. Can we have a Debbie Biery series, please?
Yes, I would love that.
I know. I was so sad that I missed part of the book club series you did with Joy of Missing Out. And I still haven't ordered that book. I have to order that book because I think it is the theme of my life. Because my husband's always talking about I'm always FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. But with this whole situation, I'm realizing I'm actually enjoying the calm and the having to stop, the forced stop. And so when y'all were working on that book, I was like, I've got to order that book. I've got to order that book. And I keep forgetting to order that book. So that is on my to-do list. I will get eventually, but I'm sorry I missed out on it. But I'm excited to dive into it.
Oh, that is the book that I was reading on my long flight, and I got home in the middle of March, and I was like, oh, I'm going to go rewrite my mission and vision and values. And I just the program I'm so glad you mentioned that. The Joy of Missing Out and Tanya Dalton is amazing. Amazing.
Okay, so I got to get the book.
I have to get the book. I always have these good plans and I forget to order the book. So I'll make a note.
Please allow me to send you a book. This is a special thank you, and I'll go and go on Amazon right now when we're done, and I'll get your book in the mail.
You are so sweet.
Okay, that's so amazing.
And then we'll get to share some ahas from it together.
Yes, it's incredible.
Well, I know the audience is now feeling what Elizabeth and I know, and that's when Debbie Biery's in the room.
Yeah.
You have sore cheeks because you smile so much because it's contagious from you, and we love you so much.
Thank you. I'm like, thank you. You guys are so great. Thank you for everything you're doing. This has been great too.
Well, we'll have you on again because we can always learn so much from you, and it's been a true blessing. Not only right now, but just for the last 5 years. And we are excited about a number of them to come. I mean, it's the 5 years flew by. I can't imagine what's going to happen the next 5, but we'll be having a good time the whole time, the whole journey.
Awesome. Sounds
Thank
perfect.
you, Debbie. Keep smiling. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.